Yeah, I'm letting people in. Okay.
Oh, there's way more people than I could see. Hello everyone, my name is Akshat. I am the founder of pt.2. pt.2 is actually a mental health initiative. Let's move on to the second part of our talk, and this is the part that I got questions even from like my parents. They were like, "Oh, you're down to a doctor. You better answer it. Like, get this question answered." Hello, Dr. Veena. How are you doing?
I just came back from work, but then
Oh,
yes, as
I'm, I'm
energetic
so sorry we had to add to that burden because
I'm
I'm
very
pretty sure you're
happy
working
to
really
join
hard.
all.
So one thing that we are all afraid of is to step into a hospital or try to even approach a doctor to ask these questions. So firstly, I think I'll want you to like just give me a rough idea on how the situation is with like people out there, because everyone's stuck at home, so we don't know how the outside world feels like.
I mean, for us, we've got used to the situation now, what's going on around us. Yeah, things are definitely not that very encouraging at the moment. But
Right.
then, yeah, we are fighting against it. We are taking it up as a challenge with a big smile, I should
That's
say.
beautiful. That's beautiful. Has the panic reduced from since like we've been quarantined for like a good 2 months, if I'm not wrong? So has the panic like really worn out, cooled down at this point?
So people are really scared to come to the hospitals. People are really scared to face the pharmacies, the doctors, the nurses. But then let me tell you all that it's not that scary because even we take care. We take care to give the best to you all and no need to fear. People are thinking all fevers are COVID fevers.
Right, right.
That's the problem.
So we left like a question box on Instagram and we had like questions collected and piled up. One of the questions that came towards us was, does the classic Indian haldi and honey work against COVID?
It's an immune booster. Respiratory viruses are common, but this particular COVID-19, the corona class is an old, it's a group of viruses, but then COVID-19, the novel COVID-19 is a new virus. So we are also learning about this problem as much as y'all are doing it. But then basically, like any other diseases, it's better to boost up our immune system. Even I follow all these things.
Somebody actually asked, how can we differentiate if someone's just having the regular flu versus like the COVID, like the symptoms, how can they really stand apart?
The differences are very, very minor, like, very difficult, especially for you guys, it might be really difficult. But for us, over the experience of about, say, 8 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks, that I see a lot of fever patients. So I can now probably to a precision of 90% say probably this is a COVID. Just 4 days ago, somebody had walked into my clinic and then he was having a little bit of breathing difficulty, the fever and all. Though my nurses were telling me most probably it's asthma, I said probably he's going to be COVID very soon. And then it did happen.
I think a couple of years ago, I read about something called placebo effect, thinking where you're thinking that, oh, I'm getting sick, I'm getting sick, I'm getting sick, and then you start feeling sick. So with all the panic around here, I think one advice that I would like spread amongst like my friends would be positive. Like Dr. Veena says, be positive. Don't think you're getting it. You're getting it unless and until somebody like Dr. Veena tells you that you have it. How do you as a doctor manage like your mental well-being? What is your go-to to make yourself feel healthy mentally?
Initially, when we were new to this disease, say about 6 to 7 weeks ago, I would really panic. In fact, I thought I should give up and sit at home. And most of my colleagues did it. We have about 22 doctors in our hospital, and then of that, I think 7 or 8 of them have sat back. They did not turn up for the duties. They have applied for their annual leaves. But then, as I started doing the work, I found that, if I come from that space of helping people or guiding people, that was a small single motivating factor. I was comparing myself to a soldier. I thought, what if he's on the warfield and he's at the borders? And will he step back? And coincidentally, many of my known friends and a lot of my old patients were coming to me and with a lot of questions. That's when I thought, what if I step back and who's going to be answering them? And I'm sure they're not going to get satisfied with those answers. So I started off with that small thought, but
Right.
now today, I'm in a much better position. And yeah, it is definitely scary. But then, yeah, I take care of myself. Like the moment I go, I put on all my PPEs and I sanitize myself properly.
Right.
And then I'm careful. We've, of course, work atmosphere, we've changed. We don't allow any of our fever patients or some likely patients to enter our offices directly. We've prepared isolation rooms, but
Right.
then not to panic the patients. Now they are also are into masks. We are also dressed up. I mean, it is not a pleasant sight for most of the patients. That
Right.
is scary for them. But
Yeah.
through our words, through our gestures, we make them very comfortable. So that makes us a feel good factor. Even for us, it gives us a very good feeling, that we are going from that space of making a difference for them rather than just treating them. So all these things put together, at the end of the day, I'm happy that, yeah, I'm in this position today to at least help a few people.
We need to be positive. Firstly, be strong. Secondly, have like eat whatever your mom tells you to build that immunity. And yeah, have that positive mindset and really cherish this pause that you have to really figure out what you want to do in this new world. Thanks a lot, Dr. Veena, for answering our questions, especially after the busy day.
Oh, it was lovely being with all of y'all, and thanks for that. Yeah.
It was a great session. Thanks everyone for attending this session. This was brought to you by Tera Day, so you can check us out on Instagram. And we had some great talk. We had some great messages here. And yeah, thanks for coming. Thank you, everyone.